very common to talk about chest voice and head voice, but it doesn't work that black and white, actually.
To make you feel my love.
Today, I'm breaking down Adele's version of Make You Feel My Love. So if you like this song, if you like her version of this Bob Dylan original song, stick to the end because I'm going to show you exactly how to get the voice effects that she uses in this song. First, I'm going to play you the song in case that you're not familiar with it. Take a listen, pay attention to the voice, and then I'm going to break down the song and we are going to analyze the different ways she produces sound to make this song sound so special. By the way, I'm Jorgelina, I'm a vocal coach and I specialize on teaching adults how to sing contemporary singing from a holistic and integral approach.
When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. When the evening shadows and the stars appear and there is no one there to dry your tears, I could hold you for a million years to make you feel my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I will never do you wrong. I've known it from the moment that we met, no doubt in my mind where you belong. I'd go hungry, I go black and blue, I go crawling down the avenue. No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love. The storms are raging on the rolling sea and on the highway of regret. The winds of change are blowing wild and free. You ain't seen nothing like me yet. I could make you happy, make your dreams come true. Nothing that I wouldn't do. Go to the ends of the earth for you to make you feel my love, to make you feel my love.
Let's focus on the first part of the song. If you listen carefully to the whole song, she definitely doesn't have a flat tone. Every single sound that she does is different and special. If you pay attention to it, you're gonna see how incredible that is. No wonder why she's so popular. But of course, we're gonna focus just on a few things today. In this first verse, there are two things I wanted to show you. The first thing is how she plays around the density of the voice. And in this case, when I talk about density, I'm talking about the vocal closure. So she plays around this idea of compressing the voice a little bit more and a little bit less. At times it feels a little bit breathy, for example here.
When the rain is blowing in your face.
When she does in your face, it's like softly goes the inflating the voice. By the way, when I talk about vocal closure, I mean how much the vocal cords close together. So if I close the vocal cords quite a bit, it sounds like this. If I don't close them too much, it starts sounding more breathy like this. when you are singing contemporary music, you can play around with this effect for interpretation purposes, and it works really well. The other thing that she does in this part of the song, and actually a lot of times during the song, is she uses a bit of vocal fry. In singing, the vocal fry is the lower extreme of your voice, and it sounds a bit like this. So when you use it for your songs, it can give a nice effect. She does it, for example, here.
I could offer you a warm embrace.
I could offer you. It's very subtle, so you might not be able to tell when you are listening to a song. It is a way of kind of distorting the voice that it's easy and it's available to you right now. You can go and practice it. First, make sure that you get the and then you start adding some sound to it. And then you can use it to starting phrases or in the middle of words as well. Through the song, she keeps on using these resources, and then she adds a few more as well, and that's what we're going to talk about now. Let's move on to verse 2. There are other two resources that I want to show you now. The first one is the ability that Adele has to play around the different registers. So I know that it's very common to talk about chest voice and head voice, but it doesn't work that black and white, actually. I like to talk more about mass dominant register and tension dominant register, because the truth is that there is no black and white, but there is more percentages of how much of one muscle and how much of the other muscle you're using. For example, in this part,
When the evening shadows and the stars appear,
she engages the mass dominant register, what you would call chest voice, and then she kind of disengages the mass. She goes from a voice in which the voice is more together, there is less air, and then it goes. She starts the verse actually quite solid in your chest voice. When the evening shadow, and then when she says stars, she kind of disengages a little bit the chest. It lightens the voice. When the evening shadows and the stars, the stars. It's actually quite skilled to do. Also, you can go and practice it. If you just take that word, stars, it's not the same saying stars of stars, or using both of those changes in this same word, stars. Maybe you are already able to listen to the same resource in a lot of other parts of this verse in this song as well. The other resource I wanted to show you in this verse is the use of melisma. So these are vocal ornaments. You're probably familiar with them. Most singers do them, especially in the pop genre.
to make you feel my love.
It's very quick, my love. So this is just a very little run, but it already embellishes the song. The verses are long and they have a same melody. So using some melismas is a resource very widely used in the pop world and in some other genres as well, to embellish the song, to make it a little bit different, to make it more interesting, and to keep the listener engaged. That's actually a very simple melisma to learn, just 3 notes, my, and you can play around the rhythm. You can say my, or my, or ma. So there are a lot of different ways to do it. You can actually practice this with any song. Just grab a line of the song and then you can practice your little runs with it, and your songs are going to start sounding more professional. And then we go to the B part. This is the reason why I wanted to show you this video today. One of the reasons why I like this song to work with my students that are becoming intermediate, it's because it's a really good song to start working on belting. Let's just talk about that for a moment. Belting means that you are singing with a predominance of your mass register past the bridge. So in your voice, there is a point in the range in which you have to switch to a predominance of tension, or what you would call head voice. So if past that bridge, you are still using a little bit more mass dominance predominantly, that is what we call belting. The bridge for most women is around the note A4. Of course, there is a little bit of a variation from person to person, but generally around A4 for females. And this is a B flat, which is 1 semitone up, so just 1 step. So that makes it a safe way to start working and exploring this belting register. I know you haven't. So it feels chesty, it feels strong, and I'm not really pushing the voice. If you want to practice this belting skill, how much that is for intermediate students. It's for students that have already explored both the mass dominant register and the tension dominant register. If you haven't explored those, if you haven't worked on mixing your voice yet, you are going to be pushing, and we don't want that. So if that's the case, if you don't have any technique yet, or if you still don't have training, it's a little bit safer to go without thinking about belting. I know you haven't. That would be a little bit more safer. Priority always is to keep your voice safe, first and foremost. But with technique, we can do a little bit more fancy stuff without damaging our voice. And the second resource that I wanted to show you from this part B is, and she also, of course, she does it again in other parts of the song, but it's more evident in this part B. It goes together with what we talked in the first verse, the ability that she has to engage her mass voice and disengage it. She does it in another way as well in the part B. In the singing world, we call it register flip. And it's basically when you go from your chest voice or mass dominant to your head voice or tension dominant. It's available to, again, people that already has worked on both of the registers, their mass dominant and their tension dominant. It's not available to those who are very beginners and they either just push their chest or just sing in their head voice like this all the time. So she does it in this part, for example.
I've known it from the moment that we met.
I've known it from the moment that we met. That we met. She's not doing that we met or that we met, but she's doing that we met. Yeah, that's a register flip, very widely used. You might start hearing it everywhere now.
I'm everything and everywhere. Can you see?
Actually, Adele uses it as a resource a lot and very well as well. If you want to learn more about these different registers, chest and head, also known as mass and tension, you can grab from the description below, you can grab my free 3 vocal exercises for expanding your voice range, which will help you explore these different registers, and you're going to be able to start doing these flips a little bit more easily.
No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do.
She uses that resource again, and when she said, for example, there, that I wouldn't do, I wanted to show you that part because that is actually an easy way to do that flip when you go from a vowel that is more chesty to an oo. Like oos are good to train this higher, lighter register. So there you go. Now you know how to get those effects. I recommend you to go and practice. These are little effects that actually can embellish your songs a lot. So if you like Adele or if you like her version of this, practice this, then you can use it in your own songs. And of course, it's going to still have your flavor. The idea when we analyze singers and try to learn tools from them is, of course, not to sing like them, but to grab more and more tools, and then they can help you feed your own style.